after a very slow post-summer movie slate, November has a ton of content coming out. Here's a breakdown of my most anticipated movies and shows for November. On November 8th, we have The Santa Clauses Season 2. I really enjoyed the first season, and I love these movies, and based on the trailer, it looks like this season is going to include more of the legendary figures, such as the Easter Bunny, and it looks like the villain is going to be a previous Santa, which is interesting. I had a couple of issues with the first season, namely how the last episode was a little bit rushed, probably could have used a couple more episodes to wrap things up a little bit smoother, but I'm still excited for Season 2. November 10th, we have The Marvels. Now, if you've seen my MCU ranking, you know that I'm not the kindest to the first Captain Marvel movie. It's pretty low on all my MCU rankings, but this one does look pretty fun based on what I've seen, so we'll see how it turns out. November 17th is probably the biggest day that month. It has a ton of stuff coming out that day, both in theaters and streaming. For starters, we have The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. If you don't know what that is, it's a prequel about a young President Snow. I really enjoyed the book, and based on the trailers, it looks like they've adapted it very well. Hopefully it's exciting as the book was. We've also got Trolls Band Together. Now, I get that I'm nowhere close to the target audience for these movies. They're aimed at 5 to 8-year-olds, and I'm someone in his mid-20s who doesn't have kids or siblings in that age range, but I still enjoyed both the previous Trolls movies. Maybe it's because they remind me a bit of Fraggle Rock, but something about them just kind of clicks with me. I'm a bit more excited for this movie than I should be. Taika Waititi's next goal wins. I'm not a big sports movie fan, but I have liked Taika Waititi's previous work, and the trailer's pretty amusing. So I'll give this a shot, even though it's not normally the type of film I gravitate towards. In the streaming world, we have the new Disney Plus movie, Dashing Through the Snow. Every year, Disney Plus releases a Christmas movie, and most of them I've enjoyed. Now, I wish I had more to say about this. I wish it could be more exciting, but they haven't put out a trailer yet as of me filming this video, so I don't really have an opinion. On Netflix, we have the Scott Pilgrim anime. I'm not really a huge anime fan, but I enjoyed the original Scott Pilgrim movie. However, it doesn't really look like they're offering anything new with this. It's not a sequel, it's a remake, complete with the original cast returning. They're basically doing the movie again with the same characters, the same cast, and same plot, but they're animating it this time. I don't really know what the point of making this is. On Apple TV, we have Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, Kurt Russell, Godzilla, sign me up. I love the trailer they put out, but part of me is worried about it because, for one, it's on Apple TV, which isn't really a huge streaming service, so it worries me about the quality of the show. And two, I'm worried that, like with a lot of other big event shows, like the ones on Disney Plus, they're going to spend 90% of the show as build-up, and Godzilla won't show up until the last episode. I could be wrong on that. We'll see. And my other worry is that since we do have to spend time with human characters, that they're not going to be interesting. Skull Island was really the only movie in this franchise that had interesting human characters, so hopefully they're learning their lesson. It looks fantastic, but I do have those worries. On the 22nd, we have Wish. This is the newest animated Disney film, and I have really high hopes for this. It's an original story, it's not based on a fairy tale, it's not a remake, it's not a sequel. The trailers have really impressed me, and I'm most excited to see Chris Pine playing a villain, because we haven't really seen him as a villain in anything yet. And that same day on Paramount Plus, we have Good Burger 2, which I'm worried about even though we don't have a trailer yet, simply based on the fact that live-action comedy sequels generally tend to not be very good. Especially with Good Burger, which is that kind of Dumb and Dumber, Bill and Ted type humor. There's only so much you can do with that, so I'm really worried about how that's going to turn out, but we'll see. So there you have it, that's your breakdown for what's coming out in November. Let me know what you're most excited for in the comments, and I'll see you next time.